guys, welcome back to my channel. As you know, I am so obsessed with the L'Oreal Infallible foundations. First it started out with the matte foundation, and then they came out with the glow foundation a few months later. So I am obsessed with both of those. I was so in love with the matte one, even though I have such dry skin. As you guys know, if you've been on my channel or if you're new to my channel, I have very, very dry skin. So I typically look for like a luminous, glowy, dewy foundation that's more on the full coverage side, because I like to be full coverage for the most part. Love L'Oreal. L'Oreal is one of my favorite drugstore brands, and so I kind of been following the Infallible line, and I really, really like their foundation. I've done reviews and demos and things like that over the glow foundation versus the matte, and now they've come up with the Infallible Total Cover Foundation, which I'm so excited about. When I was hearing about this and people were raving about this, I knew I just had to go out and get it, and I thought I would do a review, first impression, demo, kind of like I did on the last video, except I'm not really comparing it to one of those on my face. Last time I did half the side of my face, the matte, half dewy, but this time I'm just going to do a first impression demo review on this foundation. I did pick up two different shades because I typically wear the Natural Beige. This one's 305. I think the last time they did like 205 or something like that, but I know Natural Beige is the name of the one that I wear. It does look a little on the dark side, so I did pick up a lighter one too to mix with it. Usually it's typically kind of hard to find my perfect shade in foundation, especially at the drugstore. I feel like it's either too orange or it's too tan, and or too pink. I don't know. I feel like I can never find the right shade, but for the most part, the glow foundation looks great in the Natural Beige. This one looks a little too dark, but we will see what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of give a little brief overview of what it says. So it says 24-hour foundation, just like the others. Infallible Total Cover. One's in 305 and one's in 303, the lighter one. 303 is Nude Beige. It's a full coverage weightless feel foundation. So when you shake it, it feels very, very, very thick. It feels like it's gonna be full coverage because it's just so thick. But on the back it says weightless full coverage. The finish is supposed to be natural, wear up to 24 hours, coverage is high, it's supposed to be very full coverage, and then the texture is air light. So that's really interesting that it's full coverage but air light. I'm really, really excited. It says, pro tip, use everywhere, face, neck, arms, legs to cover imperfection and even skin tone. So I guess this could be used as like body makeup as well. I don't really use body makeup, but for those that do, this would probably be good for that. What I've heard so far is that it's very, very, very thick. It seems like it might be a little bit drying, so I want to try to prevent that without messing up the formula, or trying to stay true to the formula and not mix it with anything else. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brush, because I heard that a brush works better than a beauty blender or a sponge. I just had a sponge just in case, but I'm just gonna open these up. So first I'm going to put the 303 Nude Beige on my hand. Shook it up just in case there's like oil. You know when you like squeeze something out and it's like oily and you're like, ugh. Very thick, and the applicator, like right there, or whatever you call that, it's very, very thin compared to the other packaging. Feels like a mousse. So that is what 303 looks like. And then this one over here is 305. I always think it's interesting to see like how close they look like to the color that's on the tube, if it's not like a see-through tube, you know? This one right here is 305 and that's 303. So I felt like that's a pretty good. I'm glad that I got those two so I can kind of mix them depending on how tan I am, if I just self-tanned or, you know, maybe not. I'm gonna make sure that my hair is behind my ears. What I'm going to do, I just self-tanned last night, but it's not like a super strong tan. So I'm gonna mix together these two and see what I come up with. To try to avoid as much of the dryness, because you guys know that I'm so dry and it kind of freaks me out to be putting on a thick foundation like this, because I normally use like more of a dewy, luminous foundation because of my dry skin. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Fix Plus. I'm gonna spray it into this kabuki brush. It's the Morphe M439, and I'm just going to spray that in there to try to avoid some of that dryness, because I don't want it to be like super patchy or anything like that. I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like though. I think 305 or 303 is a little bit closer to me right now. I might just add in a tiny bit of the 305. So here goes nothing. That's what it looks like when it comes out, like it's a little dot like that. Okay, and now I'm just going to kind of place it on my face, make sure it's not too dark for my skin. So I just dotted some on, that's the mixed color right there. And I'm just going to blend it in with this not beauty blender, this brush. Kind of buffing it in. So it does look very, very thick, but it definitely is covering up the redness and whatnot. I think I'm just gonna do half my face with the brush. I'm gonna do the left side of my face with the brush, and then I'll try to blend out the right side of my face with this Real Techniques sponge. It definitely applies a lot better with the brush than the sponge, so that feedback that I got on that was definitely accurate. Definitely want to make sure you blend down the neck. Like, this is a good color for me. Glad that I mixed the two. Since it's blending so much better with the brush as opposed to the sponge, I'm going to go back over in with like a light layer, and I'm going to mix in on the right side with the brush because I want it to be even. I just wanted to test that out really quick for you guys and tell you guys my feedback on application. Definitely use a kabuki brush like this because it blends that thick consistency out so much better. And if you have dry skin, I would definitely suggest using like a MAC Fix Plus or some sort of prepping spray to spray inside the brush so that you can have a more seamless application so it doesn't cling as much to like any dry patches. See, right where I like was blending in with that sponge, it's kind of building up right in that area. So, and it's pretty flawless on the left side where I use this brush on the whole face. So, okay, I didn't apply any more that time really. I didn't really have that much on my hand, so I'm going to apply a little bit, tiny bit more just to cover. I would say the coverage is like medium to full, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it is clinging to some of my dry patches, to any of my dryness. I don't really have like dry patches per se. I would definitely use this foundation, I think, with a drop of a beauty oil, kind of like I do with the Cover FX oil-free foundation, just because that's the way Jaclyn Hill does that, and I really like that method. It just makes the foundation more like easy to apply. I'm just applying a little bit more of that with the brush because it's just a little dry. I think a reason why I love the glow so much is because it's so great for my dry skin. And this is probably not something I would wear as much because of how thick it is. I could definitely see myself mixing this foundation to give a little bit more coverage, like adding a little bit of this to like the glow. I feel like that would be beautiful. Okay, this is kind of what it looks like on my face. If you guys want to see a close-up of the application, you can kind of see what it looks like and how the coverage is compared to beforehand when I didn't have anything on. With my dry skin, I think it's not like my favorite because it's a little flat to me, but I think that I can tell better if I'm gonna like it after I'm done with the rest of my face. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. And I think I'm going to just record myself throughout the night until I take my makeup off so that you guys can see how the foundation holds up. And I'm definitely not going to be up for 24 hours to test that out, but I can show you guys what it looks like later in the night before I go to sleep. So right now it's a little later in the day, so I'm sorry, but it is 5:12, so I will show you guys what it looks like a little later, and I'll kind of keep you guys updated throughout the night, so stay tuned. Okay, so I just finished my makeup. I just wanted to show you guys what the foundation looks like with the rest of my makeup on. Just kind of a review to just kind of tell you guys how I thought of it, like applying other things on top of the foundation. Honestly, it's not my favorite foundation. I don't love it. I think it looks good on with all the makeup and everything, but the blending of it was just really hard for me just because of my dry skin, and I feel like any dryness or patchiness that I have on my face, it just clung to it. It was manageable, like I was able to blend it out and make it look okay, but I feel like it just was a little difficult to do so. I think it looks good, don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's not my favorite that I've ever tried. I feel like it's a little hard to blend out, and it's not great for it's not ideal for my dry skin, so it wasn't like my favorite. I'd say if you have dry skin and you want to try this out, I'd say it'd be great to blend or to mix with a luminous foundation. That's the way I would do it, or I would drop some beauty oil in it and mix it together and then apply it. So it's just not ideal for dry skin. I did forget to mention, I got these from Ulta and I paid $12.99 for them, and I also used I think $3.50 coupon. I think they usually do coupons like if you spend a certain amount, so I got both of these from Ulta. But yeah, I mean, I really like it as far as like the coverage, and I'm definitely gonna mix this in other foundations, but the foundation by itself, like alone, I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, I definitely love the Glow foundation. I mean, it's very similar to the matte one because I used to love the matte one, but I've become so in love with glowy, dewy foundations and luminous, like the luminous skin on my dry skin. I've become so obsessed and used to that the matte, thick foundation is just not my favorite thing. I like matte, I like full coverage, but this is just too moussey and too thick for me to blend out, so I definitely will continue to wear this, but I'm definitely going to use a beauty oil, and I'm going to mix it with other more luminous foundations. So I love to mix foundations. It's like my favorite thing to do because I feel like I have to customize to my skin type. This is what it looks like, and I'm still going to update you guys and let you know what it looks like a little bit later and how it kind of wears on my skin. Right now I feel like it looks pretty good, but we're gonna see what it looks like for the rest of the night. Okay, so I just thought I'd show you guys what my skin looks like right now. It is 7:44, and I believe that I showed you guys what it looked like at like around 4 o'clock or 4:30, 4:15 maybe. So it has been about 3.5 hours of wear, so I think it's actually wearing pretty well. I think it looks pretty good. I really like the way that it's holding up on my skin. I've kind of heard that it looks a little rough like right when you apply it, and then it kind of like adheres to your skin and kind of like looks a little bit better as the day goes throughout. I feel like on the areas where it looked pretty dry, it looks pretty normal now. It still looks a little cakey to me. So this is an update. It is now, what time is it? 11 something? Let me check the time real quick. It's 11:27. You know, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this foundation. I feel like it's very clings to my dry patches, and I thought I'd just kind of see how it holds up. And I'm really not digging this foundation. You guys don't really see that many bad reviews for me, but I'm just not feeling it. It might be really good for oily skin, but for dry skin, I'm not a fan. I'm definitely gonna try it again with a beauty oil mixed in it to see what it looks like with that. Maybe that'll help it out a little bit, but yeah, it's not wearing that well. I haven't even had it that long. I haven't had it on my face that long, so it's not really holding it up. It's kind of a little like breaking up a little bit on my skin. Sorry this lighting is not that great. This is the best lighting I could find right now. I'll kind of walk around if you guys want to see it in like some different lighting. I just feel like my skin looks not very good, and I don't think that it's a very full coverage foundation either, even though it says it's total cover. I mean, it covers a good amount, but I definitely wouldn't run to this foundation if I was going to a party or going out all night or something like that. I wouldn't trust that my skin will be looking good. I'd probably be doing checkups in the bathroom and, you know, touch-ups, sorry, not checkups. But yeah, I mean, I kind of give this foundation a thumbs down. I hate to say it, but maybe if you mix it with the Glow foundation, it'd be prettier. The Infallible Glow, but I'm just not digging it, so I thought I'd just show you guys. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you like foundation reviews. I'm thinking about doing like a foundation Friday where I review a foundation every single Friday of the week, or maybe every other Friday. Just let me know if you guys want to see something like that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and sign up for updates or alerts if you guys want to be alerted when I upload. And follow me on Snapchat and Instagram, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.